Welcome to the stream. The first thing we're going to be learning today is how to use J. All you do is you take a pure Korean number and you attach J. Now, what I mean by that is you actually just take the number. You don't change it like you normally would when you're using it with a noun. For example, instead of 두, like 두개, you just use 둘. You use the original number and then attach J. However, for one, you do not use 하나 or 한. You use a different word actually, and that is 첫. 첫 is an adjective and it means first. So for this, you would say 첫째, not 한째 or 하나째. So then we have 첫째, 둘째, 셋째, 넷째, 다섯째, and so on. This is how you make ordinal numbers. Ordinal numbers are used for listing things. For example, first, second, third, and so on. However, they're not used for listing in every situation, but if you ever just want to list something in general, first, second, third, like that, you're just saying the numbers, then use this. You would use these for listing the paragraphs in a text. You would also use this when you're talking about steps in doing something. So you say, first, you do this. Second, you do that. You're not saying the first person. You're using it generally just to say first. Second, you're not saying the second time I did something. You're saying third, fourth. These are not used to say first noun. However, these are also what you would use when you're talking about a kid. So a child, our second child, as in our second. So you could say something like this. 우리 둘째는. So our second child, and then go on to talk about your second child. Unless you're using it to refer to a child, you're not going to be using 제 by itself like this very much. Instead, you're actually going to use a different word, 번째. To use 번째, you take a pure Korean number, but this time you will use the shortened form for the numbers 1 to 4, as well as 20, like you would for other things. Then you use a space followed by 번째. However, just like before, you do not use 한 or 하나. You use that same adjective that I just taught you. 첫 번째. Beyond this though, go back to normal. So 첫 번째, 두 번째, 세 번째, and so on. This form, 번째, is actually used when you're counting the number of something. You can use these words as nouns. So you could say the first is as a noun, or I like the first. You can also use it as an adjective, the third house on the right. Or you can also use this as adverbs. Who is the person who presented fifth today? This form can work as all of those. Whereas the other form, 제, that we learned first, that one is only used by itself. Also, if you want to use this as an adverb, you would attach 로 to the end of it. So if you were saying the person who did something first, so I did it, 제가 했어요. I did it first. 제가 첫 번째로 했어요. 저의 첫 번째 여행이에요. 저의, my, 첫 번째, first, 여행, trip. It is my first trip. 저의 첫 번째 여행이에요. It's my first trip. 다섯 번째로. So the fifth, 로, makes it an adverb. 발표하다. So here, to present. So 하신 분. So the person, 사람, honorific of 사람. So the person who presented, adverb. How did they present? Well, they presented fifth. 누구예요? Who is it? So who's the person, who's the 분, who presented fifth, as in fifth in order. 다섯 번째로 발표하신 분이 누구예요? So who presented fifth? We're back to J again. J can also be used after a counter. This will be a counter related to time. The counter could be for counting days or months or years, like that. Any sort of time counter. And when it's used like this, it is used to talk about how far into something that someone or something is. So how far you're into something. This usage is kind of similar to using 동안. Now, 동안 means for. 한 시간 would be 1 hour. The counter is 시간 for counting hours. 1시간 동안 공부했어요. So I studied for a period of 1 hour. You can also use 째, 1시간째 공부하고 있어요. This is like you're saying, I am in the first hour of studying. You're not saying that you are studying for a period of an hour or 2 hours or a week or however long. Instead, you're saying, right now, here's where I am. I am currently in my first, second, third year, week, month, hour of whatever I'm doing. So that's the difference. 공부하고 있어요. I am studying. I'm currently studying. I have been studying 2년째, my second year. So I'm currently studying in my second year. So I'm in my second year of studying. 2년째 공부하고 있어요. 너무 바빠서, because I am too busy. I'm so busy. I'm too busy. 잠을 자다, to sleep. 잠을 3일째. So 3일 is 3 days. 째. So my third day of 못 자다, cannot sleep. 잠을 못 자고 있어요. So I'm not sleeping and it's my third day of that because I'm too busy. So because I'm too busy, it's my third day now of not being able to sleep. 너무 바빠서 잠을 3일째 못 자고 있어요. So it's my third day of not being able to sleep because I'm just too busy. 이 집에서, so in this house, 살다, to live, 산지. So since I moved into this house, literally since I've lived in this house, 4개월째, the 4th month, 되는 날부터. So from the day, 날부터, from the day that it became the 4th month since living in this house. So 물, water, 새다 is to leak. 물이 새기 시작했어요. Water started leaking from the day that it was the 4th month since living in this house, literally. From the 4th month of living in this house, water started leaking. 이 집에서 산지 4개월째 되는 날부터 물이 새기 시작했어요. So we learned that 첫 번째 means the first, and it can be used as a noun or an adjective or an adverb. We also learned that 첫 is an adjective that means first. So what's the difference? The difference is what I just said. 첫 is an adjective. 첫 번째 can be used as a noun, it can be used as an adjective, or it can be used as an adverb by adding 로. 첫 is just an adjective. So if you can use either one as an adjective, they both have the same meaning. There are some words that have 첫 already built into them that you can't change to 첫 번째 and have the same meaning. Your 첫사랑, your first love, 첫날, the first day of something. 첫인상, 인상 is an impression. So the first impression, you would not say the 첫 번째 인상. 첫눈. 첫눈 can have two meanings. It can mean 첫눈 like snow. It can also mean 첫눈 like your eyes. For snow, it can mean the first snow of the year is called 첫눈. Or if you're talking about your eyes, then that's first sight, as in you fell in love at first sight. And that's the lesson. Thanks for coming, and I will see you again next time. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.